And we're back! Hi, my name's Charles, and a while back I decided it might be fun to go all the way back to the beginning of Honkai Star Rail and play the story again. Where we are right now is we're in the kind of awkward gap between 1.0 and 1.2, where in 1.1 they didn't continue the Luocha story at all, except by dropping 3 companion quests. They dropped Bailu, they dropped Yanqing, and they dropped Luocha. And we've already done the first 2, so we're just going to wrap up the Luocha quest, and that will take us to the point where we're up to date with the material you were supposed to have got through story-wise before you start delving into the Alchemy Commission. And we did do Bailu's companion quest last episode, which meant we did get Bailu onto the Astral Express, so let's at least say hello before we go back onto the ship.
Now that I've made it this far, the Alchemy Commission and the Seed of Divine Foresight have no chance of catching me.
Alchemy Commission, open up! Caught you!
Huh? I know your voice. It was you who invited me. Why you gotta scare me like that? Honestly. Hey, how about you tell me when the Express is departing?
Not for a while. The Express has been detained by the General.
What? Does that mean the General knows I'm trying to escape on the Astral Express? This won't do. You guys need to stop waltzing around and get us out of here! I don't want to give the Alchemy Commission time to discover my itinerary. That's all. Now that I think of it, the Express really would make a good secret base. Anyway, thanks for the invitation. I really like it here.
Your secrets are safe with me.
They better be, or I won't be coming back.
Okay, so let's make our way onto the Luocha, through that big gate in front of us. And sort of see off to the side, like, bits of there's the actual Luocha just poking off to the side of the gate, but it's mostly obscured by this gigantic thing that we're parked in front of. So where do we want to go? We want to go to the Exalting Sanctum, I believe, because it's another one of those things where we pick it up in the Realm Keeping Commission. So we'll go here.
Still early. Where to now?
It is still early. Where to now? But what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down and look up the Night Stranger. This is a weird quest that confused the hell out of me the first time I did it, because I think it's mostly like fan service for people who recognize Luocha as Otto from Honkai Impact the Third, and it's kind of it was a bit lost on me as being someone who was only even like half paying attention to the lore of this game, let alone sort of trying to look up the lore of other games. And Luocha is really the character in this that's the biggest distraction from all the main events, because all they really do is hang around and act as a very slight catalyst to a couple of things and a slight distraction, and to make you think, one thing happened when it was actually another, and they don't really become relevant to the storyline. Well, in fact, they haven't really become relevant to the storyline yet. They pop up every so often and saying, I'm going to be relevant soon, but they haven't really got relevant yet. But anyway, let's do this for the sake of completeness. Okay, Daha, what have you got to say to me now? I'm here to help with the investigation.
Oh, so you are. And these would be Miss March 7th and Mr. Yang, I presume.
In the flesh.
I'm the first one. He's the second. We're here to help.
Thanks for clearing that up, March.
March, try not to sound too excited. We're here for work, remember?
You're the one getting excited. My first detective case. Finally, my intelligence and wisdom have a chance to shine!
You go, March.
Miss March, Mr. Yang, I've been looking forward to meeting you. Make yourselves comfortable. One moment, please. Jingyan! Give me the photos!
Coming! Stop yelling!
After a while, Jingyan hurries over with the scroll.
For waiting. These are the Outworld travelers who were sighted in the location specified by the General and the Master Diviner. This was 2 days before the Ambrosial Arbor came back to life.
We'd like you to take a look. Do you recognize any of them as a threat?
Let me take a look. So these are the suspects. Uh-huh. I see.
Concerned Welt look.
What's wrong, Mr. Yang? See anything fishy?
Who's he? I'd like to see more information on him.
Welt playing his cards very close to his chest there.
Which one? Let me see.
What's wrong, Mr. Yang? See anything fishy? Is one of them a threat?
I don't have any concrete evidence, but I think he's worth checking out.
Oh, him? I remember him. He's a traveling merchant. He trades throughout the universe. Knows a thing or two about remedial arts, too. He registered himself on the s2e10 as... what was it again?
Luocha. His name is Luocha.
That's right, Luocha. He came to the s2e10 with a huge box this time. Some sort of funerary contraption. It had a funny name. Something to do with coughing? It was pretty conspicuous. I had to ask him about it.
A coffin. It's a tool that certain non-s2e10 travelers seem to use in death rites. I'm guessing our guests here might recognize it.
Huh. I swear he said coughing. Anyway, we checked him out. His record on the s2e10 was squeaky clean. As for this caffeine thing...
Coffin.
Yeah. Either way, it definitely had something to do with funerals. There are lots of travelers on the Luocha, each with their own star system and death rites. I guess that must be Luocha's line of work. Is there something up with him?
Not necessarily, but I have my reasons for wanting to investigate. What was he doing in the days leading up to the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection?
That's complicated. Come with me to the Foursquare Mirror. It'll be easier to explain. Exalting Sanctum is one of the Luocha's crucial central cities. The higher-ups are very concerned about security issues here. That's why there are so many Psycranes stationed in the area.
Foursquare Mirror is just a really, strange way to say, come over to this big screen we've got in the corner.
Luocha arrived on the Luocha a few days prior to the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection. Up until the day before the resurrection, there was nothing suspicious about his behavior.
I figured it out! The day before the resurrection, he appeared near the Ambrosial Arbor with a Stellaron.
Luocha in the Ambrosial Arbor with the Stellaron. I win the game. The Realm Keeping Commission would have arrested him by now.
Oh yeah, I guess. You're pretty smart. Sometimes.
Thanks, March.
You lot are enthusiastic, I'll give you that. The reason I mentioned the day before the resurrection is because we have no idea what he did that day. The resurrection brought about unusual yin-yang phenomena that caused the entire Psycrane system to malfunction. The image data from the day of the incident is beyond restoration, and the data from that day before was badly affected.
Why don't you just ask him?
We will, in due course. But we can't be too general. Specific questions are key. Not to mention, without a clear suspicion, it would involve multiple interrogations. So, if you feel this Luocha is suspicious in some way, make it known. Then I can arrange for his detention and interrogation.
How should I put this? He just looks kind of...
Mr. Yang, you were going off of his appearance this whole time? I thought you had some super secret thing up your sleeve. Didn't your mom ever tell you not to judge a book by its...
His appearance? He looks pretty handsome to me.
Exactly! Huh? Well, wait, that's not the point!
Sorry. What I mean is... It's difficult to explain, but my instinct tells me this Luocha is involved somehow.
Just explain. I'm from a parallel universe, and in my parallel universe, this guy was a bit of a dick.
Apologies. I realize this is personal speculation.
That's all right. Instinct is an important part of any Realm Keeping Commission investigation. There are times when my gut tells me something's not right, and there's usually a reason for it. I'm with you on this one.
Propaganda Honkai Star Rail Edition.
Be that as it may, as an official, I can't go bringing someone in based on a villainous appearance.
Because if a complaint led to his dismissal, it would leave a blemish on his resume, making it difficult for him to advance his career for the next few centuries.
No! What are you talking about? Anyway, if you want to investigate, I can grant you access to the Foursquare Mirror. Jingyan, you'll be assisting our esteemed guests in their investigation.
So by outsourcing this investigation to us, he doesn't get blamed when shit goes wrong.
Isn't it inappropriate for an officer of the Realm Keeping Commission to assist the public in investigating someone?
Not at all. Make sure you don't leave the commission. Just help them check the Cycrane footage. Keep me updated on progress. If you find hard evidence, I'll be there in a flash. One thing, though. Don't approach him. If you make a discovery, contact me first.
We're thankful that you're entrusting this to us. We'll keep it by the book.
Don't worry, the Express crew keeps its promises. We won't disappoint you.
Jingyan, over to you. I need to get going.
Understood. This might take you some time. Come and find me when you're ready.
And we have started the quest, A Night Stranger. So we need to talk to Jingyan and work out what the hell is going on. But first, what's March got to say?
We may be new to the Xianzhou, but we're already investigating the mysterious disappearance of Luocha.
You're acting a little weird today.
Am I? I feel pretty normal. Anyway, this case has really got my detective blood pumping. I need to get to the bottom of it. I've been familiarizing myself with the Angler mystery lately. I think it's safe to say I have the best investigative mind on the Express at this point.
The Angler mystery?
You have good taste, Miss March. The Angler Mystery is a classic detective novel on the Xianzhou. I read it when I was young and dreamed about working in the commission ever since. I didn't think it would be attracting new readers over 200 years later.
A fellow reader! But Miss Qingyan, the author, Su Feng, was the lead medical assistant in an apothecary, and the main character, the Angler, is a healer. Why didn't you want to join the Alchemy Commission instead?
A number of reasons. This job may be trivial, but I have my reasons for being here. Plus, the threshold for the Alchemy Commission was too difficult for me to reach.
A common story.
Oh, I see. But your lives are so long. Shouldn't career change be easy?
I considered it once. That was a long time ago. The longer I stay in this job, the more I understand its purpose. Fighting crime, helping the weak, solving the problems no one wants to touch. It's a satisfying feeling.
Wow. Good for you, Miss Qingyan.
Sounds like you really care.
The Realm Keeping Commission require their officers to be upright, kind, just, industrious, and empathetic. Not many people in reality can tick all those boxes. And what's Weld got to say about this?
I owe you two an apology. My speculations have gotten us into a delicate situation. I'll treat you to some Xianzhou delicacies later.
Ooh, snacks. With March here, it's always a delicate situation. No big deal, we're all on the same team after all.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
I did want to say something, though. I don't think Mr. Yang is the kind of person to make a judgment based only on instinct.
Why do you say that? Oh, I think so too.
It's not something I need to conceal from you. As you know, there are infinite worlds in this universe that can be similar, yet different from each other in various ways. The same is true of the people on those worlds. That's why it's possible for us to run into individuals on multiple worlds who share an appearance, but not a personality. For all we know, in some faraway world, March's adorable face might belong to an intergalactic pirate.
Well, it would be an adorable intergalactic pirate. I knew she was suspicious.
Hey, he was just giving an example. I'm the nicest girl in the galaxy.
Just wait until you get your memory back, March.
However, in most cases, their fates will walk a similar course. I've seen two people who looked almost identical to this Luocha. They were not of the virtuous persuasion. That's why the moment I laid eyes on him, a chill ran down my spine. March is right. We shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But I can't overlook this. I don't want to force you into trusting my judgment, but...
What are you talking about? Of course we trust your judgment, Mr. Yang. Right?
That's right, we believe on you. Believe on you. We also believe in you. But, you know, on you might be more comfortable, I don't know. On the Express, we always trust our own.
Of course. Crew members are always right.
I'm glad you believe in me, truly. But the problem remains. Will the Realm Keeping Commission trust a judgment based on this logic?
From a Xianzhou legal standpoint, the Realm Keeping Commission is unable to accept a judgment like this. It's not that we distrust you, Mr. Yang, but we cannot act on groundless accusations. I hope you understand.
I like how she was just in the background listening and not commenting on any of this wacky shit we were saying.
Of course. We raised the accusation. We will carry the burden of proof.
Everyone has a beating heart. Emotions are often more effective than logic when persuading someone. Okay. Anything else to pick up while I'm in here? Hello? Nothing else flashing? Okay, let's go over to Jingyan and ask what comes next.
I can bring up the data anytime from here. Are you ready?
Totes. Ready, let's do it.
All right. Follow me.
Investigation music. Jingyan takes everyone to the Foursquare mirror and begins to retrieve the footage.
As official Dahao mentioned, the Arbor caused unusual yin-yang phenomena, which affected the entire Psycrane system. We lost a lot of video footage, and for the image data we recovered, the timestamps are all jumbled up. Look, this is Mr.
So we have to clean up and reorder the footage ourselves?
Exactly. Thank you again for your help.
This is your forte. Over to you.
Aren't you the genius detective?
Right. And you're the sidekick.
Being sidekick should pay better. Luocha crossed the street and turned into a strange corner. It looks dangerous there, and he didn't seem to care at all. He paced in with nothing but a sword in hand. Luocha walked out of a small inn without any heavy luggage. Luocha walked into Spare Time Bookshop and stepped out after a while. He left with nothing in hand. Perhaps he didn't buy anything. Luocha is looking into the distance at the dock of Exalting Sanctum with his coffin at his side. Maybe he just left a starskiff. Maybe he is waiting for a new starskiff. He walked along the dock for a while and put aside his luggage, leaning on the railing and watching the starskiffs passing by the dock.
Oh, what do you think? Any idea what the correct order is?
Okay, so it must be 4 first, because he had the coffin and he had to have put it down somewhere between that and the rest of the thing. So the only one with 4 first is that one. So it's 4, then 2, then 3, and then 1. So he... 4... So he arrives with the coffin, and then he leaves this hotel, and then goes to the bookshop, and then returns to the hotel?
Let me see if this order works. Luocha exits the star skiff, enters Exalting Sanctum, goes into an inn, and puts down his luggage, including the coffin. Then he goes to Spare Time Bookshop, but doesn't buy anything. Finally, he leaves and turns a corner into a dark alley.
The logic in this is sound. Looks like the correct order. Nice work.
Nice work indeed. You're sidekick to a genius detective after all. Where does this corner lead to?
I should recognize that, but I don't.
Checked the map and found a gate in this open area. Look, there's a small dock on the other side. He may have left on a star skiff.
Why would he leave Exalting Sanctum via a secluded dock? That's so suspicious.
I don't think Mr. Luocha could have departed from there. The dock you're referring to is Yunsho Crag 999. It belongs to the seat of divine foresight. It's only used during invasions. That's why that gate is almost always locked. As far as I know, it's been locked for centuries and only gets opened for occasional inspections.
The key question is, when did he leave? There's only one gate in this area, at least on the map. Miss Jingyan, does the remaining footage show anyone else entering or leaving this place?
I can find out, but you'll have to wait a while. Most of the footage was lost, but at least there was a whole day of recording. There's a lot that needs checking and confirming first.
Understood. Thank you.
Thanks for your hard work.
Thanks so much. We'll be waiting. Patiently.
Your assistance in this matter is what requires gratitude. I'll get you what you need as soon as possible.
Okay. So, there is something to collect. Protecting Starskiff Haven number 2. Calm down, you two. I've seen this thousands of times before, and you're not special. You have the full support of the Realm Keeping Commission if you'd like to get a divorce. Register that with me. If you don't want to get divorced and just need some couples therapy from us, just blink twice. How can you say that? Let's go home, darling. Yes, how can you persuade people to get divorced from the get-go? Let's leave. Ignore this stupid officer. Oh well, that's everything taken care of then. Delete Facebook. Hit the gym. Oh, so there is someone still willing to chat with this old coffin dodger. When people get older, they can catch pneumonia just by having a sip of water. My aching, aging throat. Are you alright? They've already given me meds. I'll just rest and recover. What are you doing here? Is it really strange for criminals waiting for repatriation by the Skyfaring Commission to be waiting here? I'm Batuta. I used to be a judge in the Klimt Republic. My side hustle was a travel writer. I thought people nowadays are just such a bunch of heartless savages. Let's talk. Maybe you can learn something from my short life. What kind of country do you come from? My homeland, the Klimt Republic, is a great nation. We have a vast territory, an efficient government, honest officials, and an upstanding people. Well, he was a travel writer. The Klimt Republic was said to be made from nothing by Akvili, the trailblazer, when they established the Star Rail, leading my ancestors on their path of exile to their ever-summer paradise. In gratitude for their kindness, my ancestors selected warriors and embarked on trailblazing expeditions to transform dead worlds into living ones. About a millennium has passed since its foundation. We've already seen 17 star systems with a vast territory and rich product. That's why our nation needs someone like me, a judge. Many planets exist in ecological environments different from this one, and so the Prime Minister and Council, that is, our government, needs judges like me to help ratify laws and regulations tailored to each of the differing local conditions. When I was 20, I graduated from the Royal Academy of Laws, becoming a Doctor of Law at 24. A year later, I passed the qualification exam to become a judge. I can still remember the Prime Minister at the time, Madame Weisner, awarding me my medal and encouraging me to dedicate my life to the people of the motherland, just like her. Ah, how energized I was back then. The moment Madame Weisner placed that medal on me, I felt like a carefree kid again, never to be tired again. That fantasy of vitality was so strong that it was only 20 years ago, when attending the state funeral of Madame Weisner, that I realized for the first time that all of this would happen to me one day. Too old to handle official duties, too weak to handle continual interstellar travel, I ultimately lie here, helpless on a hospital bed, desperately counting all the things I should have done but didn't, all those people I should have seen but hadn't. This has twisted me into the kind of person I hate most, the kind who's loyal to their desires and gives no second thoughts to breaking the law. So you came to the Luocha to experience longevity? You really are a quick one, aren't you? But please, let me start at the beginning. When I was in my early 30s, I once went to see the late Madame Weisner. I told her I was going to run for Prime Ministry. I was still young back then, brimming with exuberance, but Madame Weisner shook her head and told me, "It's still early. Go to the human world first." And then I went to the human world, and I saw the field hospitals on the front line lacking doctors and medicine. I saw the farmers in the desert struggling to survive. I saw that not every young girl out there got to experience a fair life. I made a lot of promises back in those days, and I've been fighting to keep them to this day, but then I woke up from a long dream only to discover that I could no longer walk. Wait until you're old, and you'll find that your body is like an old grandfather clock that's gone wrong. At first you think it just needs some oil, then the gears wear out, the mainspring loosens, and the pendulum loses its accuracy. People are just like monkeys riding a unicycle while trying to juggle, while hurrying to catch those 3 balls up in the air. You still have to keep stepping on those pedals to spin the wheel and maintain balance. I'm old and somewhat confused, but I remember every promise well. I'm afraid I'll never have time to fulfill them. That's why I've come to Xianzhou, because I have to be here. This is the only place where I can fight the ravages of time. I should go. You go then. Don't waste your time here any longer with a criminal. Anyway, back to the quest. We've had some little side chats with the couple who is absolutely not seeking couples therapy, and the old guy who just came here to look for immortality and got arrested because it's one of the 10 deadly sins. Again, if anyone knows what the other 9 deadly sins are, please let me know.
The open area. I say all. A lot of it was lost.
Are the corrupted parts recoverable? Can we use the same methods again?
For some of them, maybe, but I can't guarantee anything. I'll do my best, of course. It'll take more time. I can't hand them over just now.
Thank you. Did you find anything in the remaining footage worth paying attention to?
Only that someone left the area through that exit around 2 hours after Luocha's appearance here. Luocha's nowhere to be seen, though.
Suspicious-looking child. Huh?
Isn't this a scene from the Angler mystery?
That novel's gone to your head.
Shush, you're being annoying. I'm not kidding. This is straight out of the book.
Now that you mention it.
I'm not sure I follow.
The Angler's origin story, of course. He's a healer from the Alchemy Commission who gets on the wrong side of a mysterious organization called the Tea Society. 2 agents in dark clothing wait for him to be alone and then poison him. The drug has the same de-aging effect as the Vidyadhara's hatching rebirth. The Angler gets younger and turns back into a child. From there on out, the Angler pursues the Tea Society while solving all kinds of strange cases.
Why would a tea society be so vicious?
Their tea must be stronger than Himiko's coffee.
The Tea Society is just a code name. Did you think they'd call themselves the Evil Society? They have to have a nice-sounding name to conceal themselves.
I mean, who would suspect somebody calling themselves the Evil Society? You'd just, like, assume they were being ironic.
So, March, what you mean is, the two people in dark clothing are Tea Society agents, and the child is a de-aged Luocha?
What if a crazy angler mystery fan decided to commit a copycat crime? Luocha gets turned into a child, then follows a mysterious duo in black. Oh, the plot thickens. This could be a kidnapping!
The child in the footage has black hair. Luocha's hair is blonde.
Adult Luocha might look blonde, but maybe he's just going grey with age. You know, I was the other way around. I was blonde as a child, and then my hair went dark. It's more likely to go that way. True, their hair color is completely different.
Maybe he dyed his hair.
Hold your horses, everyone. I recognize this child now. That's Yinshu, the young shopkeeper at Spare Time Bookshop.
Too bad, March. No de-aging, no angler.
And the child is a girl.
A detective's initial conjectures are bound to be wrong. Totally expected.
The Psycranes weren't able to get a clear look at the two people in dark clothing. Let's ask Inshu. Maybe she saw something.
This does lead to the... I mean, it says pretty clearly that the Psycranes that we see all around the Luofu, as well as being like a courier system, also are just the largest CCTV network ever.
I'll keep trying to recover the lost footage. I'll contact you if there's a breakthrough.
All right, let's go! Time to interview the witness.
So let's go talk to the girl in the bookshop.
I don't see the shopkeeper. Let's look for her in the area.
Business hours aren't over yet. She should be nearby. You two go ahead. I'll wait here in case she comes back.
Okay, let's go.
So she's in...
The novel about the Ten
Oh,
Lords
there's a...
Commission?
Listen to this ad. I wander into another world and pick up emergency food. The moment I put it into my mouth, it says, I can grant you 3 wishes. Interesting. Go on. A talentless youth who is sick of being bullied happens upon a splendid jade bracelet with miraculous properties. Everyone bowed down in worship. When I was wandering through strange lands, I chanced upon this cracked pot which contains lands of countless residences. Watch as I beat the system to become a property tycoon. Which book should I start with? Do these last 2 books have any hint of fantasy in them? The instruments on Xianzhou can already do all that. That's why those last 2 are tagged under the documentary genre. After 40 years, the latest edition of the Angler Mystery Series, The Hatching Rebirth Conundrum, selling out everywhere.
A new edition after so many years? Looks like I made the right choice coming to the Luofu. As soon as we've cracked this case, I'm getting myself a copy. Su Fong is the greatest.
Have you read the novel about the Ten Lords
These
Commission?
thick books. So... we found the books? Oh, there's something on the ground. Hi, Yunshin. I have an errand to run. Please watch the store for me while I'm gone. Back soon. Yinshu.
So she asked someone to look after the shop for her. But where are they? Looks like they must have left too.
Away on temporary business. Please come back later.
Looks like Yinshu isn't here after all. Where could she be?
Demonic, mysterious, treacherous. This Yenzhou masterpiece, Records of the Supernatural, on sale now.
A supernatural tales anthology. Sounds like a good bedtime read. Might stop me daring to run to the bathroom at night, though.
Nope. Is there anyone around here? No? Any sparklies that I missed? I must have missed some sparklies. Is there a sparkly over here? Is there a sparkly over here?
The Ten Lords Commission?
Where is the last thing I need to click on? There must be something I need to click on around here. What is Yun? Oh, Yunshen. Your name was on the thing.
Hey, mister, are you manning the counter for the young shopkeeper of Spare Time Bookshop?
Huh? Young shopkeeper? You mean Young Shu? Yeah, I am. Something wrong?
Can you please tell us where she is?
Why should I?
Because we're asking nicely. What's with the attitude?
Oh, I should have talked to
I
Welt.
can
Oh well.
tell you. If you pay me 500 strails.
Pay you? What is this? You want paying for a simple favor?
And also, 500 strails? That's like 2 eidolons for the MC.
Come on. No one ever tell you that information and intelligence are the most valuable commodities?
This guy doesn't seem like the negotiable type. What should we do?
We have no money, but we can pay you with a beatdown. I don't think I should just randomly offer to beat up strangers. I'll pay you, but don't even think of lying.
In your dreams. This is Genius Detective March 7th's case. I should be the one paying.
Yeah, same difference. Pay up.
If you lie to us, we'll be back.
I'm not that kind of person. Come on. Yinshu said she had a voucher for her food stall over in Exalting Sanctum. She wanted to use it before it expired. You know, she's not been gone long. Probably finishing up her food right now.
Oh, 500 strails! 500! My purse is crying. Come on, let's go.
That's 2 eidolons. Bloody hell. Any problem you can solve with money isn't a problem. It's a shame money isn't omnipotent.
Have you read the novel?
You two go ahead. I'll wait here. The Xianzhou has some interesting literature. I'd like to get better acquainted.
Found ourselves a reader.
Don't get too comfortable.
So your March can do some of her investigation. Oh, there you are, Yinshu.
Are you Yinshu? The shopkeeper at Spare Time Bookshop? There's something we want to talk to you about.
Yeah, that's me. Can I help you?
You're heading back to the store, right? Let's walk and talk. I'll tell you all about it on the way.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
You return to Spare Time Bookshop. On the way over, you get Yinshu up to speed.
That footage. I remember that day. After I closed up the store, I walked around for a while. I was looking for a place to read. I found that empty area. It seemed like a good reading spot at first, but then I noticed 2 people dressed in dark clothing, and a blonde outworlder hanging around. Something didn't feel right. So I left. Those 2 people left the same way I did.
So you just happened to be going the same way. Did you see what the Outworlder was doing?
Sorry. I was only trying to find a place to read. I didn't pay much attention to him. Or the 2 in dark clothing. All I remember is the 2 people in dark clothing... they smell pretty bad. I guess that's not much of a clue. Sorry I can't give you any useful information.
Pretty bad in what way? Like, they just hadn't showered for a while? Or, you know, they smelled of something else? I don't know.
On the contrary, any information you can give is valuable. Thank you very much. Still, according to the Psycrane recordings, Luocha's final stop before heading towards the open area was your store.
My store? Spare Time Bookshop? You're sure he came to... Oh, that's right. I remember now. He did pay a visit. Oh, how could I forget? He came in, looked at a few titles, and then handed one to me. An old paperback. Everything seemed normal, but after paying for it, he immediately tore off the title page. I was shocked, but he was grinning ear to ear, so I didn't dare ask him about it.
After that, he just left the book on the counter and went on his way. I can't believe I'd forget something like that. I guess the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection the day after pushed everything else to the back of my mind.
Big tree, big deer. It gets distracting.
So, what was the book?
The Angler Mystery. I was wondering what to do about it. I can't sell a book without a title page. But since you asked about it, here, you can have it.
Mr. Yang's instinct was right all along. Luocha is a villain. How can he do this? Tearing up a book as well written as the Angler Mystery. Unacceptable.
Why did he only tear out the title
I knew
page?
the answer to that. Wouldn't that make me as evil as him?
Well, sometimes you have to, like, be evil to catch the real villains. Like, that's the whole premise of the Hannibal series.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're forgetting that the Realm Keeping Commission was initially investigating whether someone brought a dangerous object onto the Luofu. The Hao and the others are probably not aware of what that dangerous object might be, but we know for a fact that it's the Stellaron. I think that by removing the page, Luocha may have provided us with a key piece of the puzzle.
I don't understand. What does tearing out a page have to do with the Stellaron?
I'm lost.
That's all right. This is a bit of a conjectural leap. What I'm trying to say is, I think Luocha may have friends on the Luofu, and they're using the title page to communicate.
That makes him even worse! How dare he use a book that praises justice for his evil plans?
I'm afraid evil plans are still within the realm of speculation at this stage. We have no way of knowing exactly what he did because the Psycrane data was lost.
So, is this a dead end?
Oh, we got a message. Do you have some time? Please come back to the Realm Keeping Commission when you can. I've fixed some of the recordings and there is a section you might find interesting. That's good. Miss Jingyan's help is right on time. Thank you so much. We'll head there immediately. Okay, please be careful on the way here.
Ah, that's more like it. New clues always turn up in the nick of time.
March 7th brandishes this imaginary title page and decisively declares that passphrases may be probably definitely written on it. Okay, Jingyan, what have you got for us?
We now know what time Luocha left the open area.
Nice! You found footage of him leaving?
Yes, according to the Psycrane recordings, he left the area 2 hours after he entered.
Strange. Why spend 2 hours in such a confined area? He must have been up to something.
Diarrhea? Afternoon nap.
Maybe he spent all his money on Star Taro bubble tea and couldn't afford a hotel room.
Oddly specific, March.
It's a shame no Psycranes are installed in that area. We still have no idea what he was up to. This Luocha is getting more suspicious by the minute. Psst. I know Mr. Yang never wears his heart on his sleeve, but do you get the feeling he's a little restless?
I wouldn't call it restless, a little concerned maybe.
Don't worry about me. It's just... my mind keeps wandering back to those other Luochas I mentioned. Not the greatest memories.
How does he always hear us?
Well, I'm afraid I have some other business to attend to. Let me know if you need anything. You know how to reach me.
Thanks for the help, Miss Qingyan.
So, what did Luocha get up to during those missing 2 hours?
I think it's high time Detective March took the gloves off.
Oh? And what do you have in mind, Detective? Fieldwork?
That won't be necessary, Mr. Yang. As the Angler once said, a true detective operates as effectively from their armchair as from the scene of the crime.
Or to put it another way, I'm too lazy to explore the map.
It's too early to start field work. We must wait until my deduction is complete. Then when we arrive at the scene, you'll see that the facts match my theory to a T.
Well, seeing as you're so confident, let's give your idea a try.
Yay! Mr. Yang is the best!
Okay. Okay, let's see what March has to say.
Ready? I'm gonna start my reconstruction.
You do that. I'm good, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Explaining a theory in front of everyone is more nerve-wracking than I expected. Right. I'll be using the angler's deductive method. Reconstruct what happened from the bad guy's perspective.
And now I'm Luocha.
Is this deduction or necromancy?
Quit messing around, I'm thinking! Oh, almost forgot about that title page. He took it with him, so it must have had some significance. Next up, I need to have a look at that map, Mr. Yang. He must have gone through that gate up ahead. No way he would have stayed put in such a small area for 2 hours.
But Miss Jingyan mentioned that gate is a military asset. It's locked all year round.
You think that would stop the likes of Luocha? What kind of Stellaron smuggler would he be if he couldn't get past a door?
You think a lock like this can stop a girl like me?
I'm losing the immersion.
Fine, I'll be me. You guys will have to imagine his lines instead.
Such a rudimentary lock. Easy pickings.
Even if Luocha was able to unlock the door, what was his goal?
His villain friends must have been waiting on the other side to buy the Stellaron. He went to meet them.
So we have to get through this locked door. Uh-oh, this means doing a puzzle. So we need to get this one over here. So we need to get them sort of there and there, so... Right up. Okay, that works.
Now that I think about it, something's not right. Why would they rendezvous at a military airfield?
Oh, I recognize this area.
Well, we're too law-abiding to understand bad guy logic.
I think your theory's kind of falling apart already, March.
Hold on. This would have been too quick a route.
And what's wrong with a quick route?
That line means so much different to an Australian.
What's wrong with a quick route, Mr. Yang?
We're trying to uncover what Luocha did during those 2 hours. But even if he repeated this route 20 times, it wouldn't have taken him that long.
True. He must have had a tougher journey than I imagined. Come on, let's start over.
I mean, really, what's wrong with a quick route?
You look like a tasty morsel. Those who dare to enter here must face a delicious fate.
Ha! Your eyes are bigger than your stomach, foul villain! Have at you!
Why is the monster talking now?
You know, just a little dramatic effect.
Leave it to me.
Gotta try hard some. Watch this awesome move!
I'm remembering why this quest confused the hell out of me.
Survive or be destroyed.
Because it makes absolutely no sense. Come on, Luocha, let's
Told you I could
whop
fight.
something.
Lance ablaze! Lance! Forward!
Okay, so I had to have a fight, and then finally after the fight I make my way up to the dock. Oops. I suppose I'll have to kill you too. And I don't have quite enough
My turn.
power to what's the name? To dispel you before I kill you.
Not a scratch.
You can't run.
Time for some hardship.
It's time.
Let's begin.
Try that again.
Time for some hardship.
March must have a non-trivial amount of break effect, because that did quite a lot of damage. Like, comparatively.
Monster layers in black market spaces, I doubt the Luocha has any of that. At least I doubt things of that nature existed before the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection.
Is it really so far-fetched? We're already assuming that Luocha came here to sell the Stellaron to a bunch of cutthroats. May as well throw in some monsters here and there.
Is this a detective story or an action movie?
The Angler is both a detective and a fighter. Anyway, it's not like we're gonna be able to conjure up exactly what Luocha ran into. Why not use our own interpretation to bridge the gap?
I suppose that makes some kind of sense.
You're clearly enjoying this, Mr. Yang.
I try to go with the flow.
I didn't expect this place to be so treacherous. I'll need to be on my guard going forward. I wonder, just who is the buyer interested in the Stellaron? The buyer is waiting there. Time to head over.
Stop right there. State your business.
Is that Mr. Yang?
No, that's Puar, the Tea Society's gatekeeper.
Isn't pu'ar a type of tea?
That's right! He's a member of the Tea Society, so naturally he chose a type of tea as his alias.
Just call me Earl Grey.
Hey, I'm talking to you. What's your business here? Can you tell him to be less aggressive?
Oh, sure.
Excuse me, sir. May I ask whether you're here on business, or... Never mind.
I have a delivery for your boss. I need to give it to him in person. If you could let him know I'm here.
Delivery? Ah, yes, the delivery. The boss is waiting for you. I'm afraid I'll need to see some ID first.
I wonder if Luocha has something prepared for this moment.
He has... pretend to be an officer. Nope. Bribing.
Here, this is all I have. 96,720,000 credits. Take it and bring me to your boss.
You think he'd spend all his life savings on a bribe?
You know how evildoers can be. Sometimes they have a higher purpose than just money. It's only natural he'd try everything to achieve that purpose.
No can do. If the boss found out that I took a bribe, I'd be in big trouble.
Seems bribing isn't an option.
When it comes to minor details, March's logic is actually pretty good.
It is?
How is this minor? It's an important link in my deduction.
How about the title page? The passphrase must be written on it.
That's the code. So you're the one. Wait here a moment. I'll call the boss right away.
I should have done all the other ones first to see what the silly answers were. Oh well.
Puar takes the page and goes to find the boss. Before long, Luocha sees an imposing figure walking towards him.
Boss, this is the one. He brought the delivery.
I'll be the judge of that.
Oh, it's Pom Pom in your chef outfit. Is that Pomp? Oh, cutest boss I ever saw.
I couldn't think of anyone else to be Mr. Yang's boss.
This is our boss, Startaro Bubble. Let's see this delivery, and make it snappy.
Startaro Bubble? The milk tea?
So what? This is the Tea Society, remember?
Not before I see the money. I'm sure you understand the rules of such a transaction.
Save it. Show us the goods first.
Easy now. The item in question is extremely dangerous. It's understandable that our friend here wants to take extra precautions.
I'm not sure Pom Pom is the best casting choice for a gang boss.
I don't know, Pom Pom's pretty sinister.
It kinda works, right?
Puar, give him the money. Happy now? Ready to hand it over?
Be careful. Dangerous is an understatement with this item. I'll take my leave.
Yes, you will. Permanently. Puar, get rid of him.
Oh, this was all going so swimmingly.
Selling a dangerous item to me makes you my accomplice. And I've got too many of those. To keep our little secret safe, I'm afraid I need to take special measures.
Quite sensible when you think about it.
When it comes to minor details, March can be very logical. As for the rest of the story, speaking of which, when did I turn into an Arumaton?
That's Puar's little secret. He transforms into an Arumaton in dire situations.
Okay.
Yes, and.
And there I was, thinking you gangsters still had some decorum.
Okay, so we'll
Just know nothing of the survive or be destroyed.
probably have saved that, but
No other choice.
Gotta try hard some. Watch this awesome move.
we should get Luocha's ult up soon anyway, so
Not a scratch.
You chose the wrong enemy.
okay, so we'll use that on you to cleanse you. We'll use that,
Dead return!
and that brings up his field. I've missed using you.
Let's begin.
Lance at the ready. Lance ablaze. Lance!
Let's see what we can kill. Ah, that's just so not quite.
Try that again.
Leave it to me.
Okay, sorry. If you hit March, then you know
You know nothing.
there is no escape for you. We do have to kill you if you hurt March. Okay, do I use the skill point? Yes, I do.
Thanks a lot.
So you'll put that on there. You will not use a skill point. You will use a skill point. Yeah, the DPS of this team is not great. I guess I'm learning how much of my DPS I was getting off having Tingyun being a little extra source of damage.
Gotta try hard some. Watch this awesome move.
You chose the wrong enemy.
The dead return!
Try that again. You're annoying.
Leave it to me.
Luocha was my first 5-star healer on my other account, and he's carried me through so much stuff in the early game.
There's no other choice.
Because he... just so long as you manage his field properly, you just become absolutely invincible. And, you know, I'm not managing his field properly, but that's because he's not really very well built in this form, but you know how it goes.
Let's begin.
I'll see you off.
Okay, we've got you mostly down. I'm saving your ult until you sanction again. You can Reshield the MC. You can bounce again, like you did last summer. And summon your little dudes, and we will do the AoE into them.
Not a scratch.
Try that again. You're annoying.
You hurt March again, you bastard.
Receive divinity.
Thanks a lot.
Repay.
Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move.
Eternal sleep is not the end. The dead return!
And we're not quite there yet, but we could be.
You know nothing of the...
We are very close.
There is no other choice.
That should get him. Yes! And we got an achievement for killing him with one of his little fish.
This isn't over.
Fights like these don't go unnoticed in Exalting Sanctum. Cloud Knights could show up at any minute. Better get going.
And so Luocha has to make a break for it. But where's...
And we run down to the docks.
The wind.
Past the dudes. Because we're on the run.
Halt! Who goes there?
'Tis I.
His only escape is...
Cycrane.
Climb aboard, Luocha! Time to get out of here!
So Luocha hopped on a star skiff and fled with the help of his accomplice. And that, ladies and gents, is the truth behind Luocha's disappearance.
So, who was piloting the star skiff?
I'm not sure either. The pilot didn't show themselves, so let's just assume it was him.
How did I get dragged into this?
No one gets left out of my stories.
March, as much as I enjoyed your deduction, I do have a few questions. For example, if Luocha took flight from the dock, how could he appear in Cycrane footage 2 hours later? Also, the dock is a military installation. The Cloud Knights would be on the scene at the slightest disturbance. How did so many monsters show up without warning? Last but not least, even if Luocha did encounter all of the troubles you described, it wouldn't have taken him 2 hours to escape.
You're right, Mr. Yang. I guess I can't compete with the angler just yet. You know what? Time for some field work. Maybe the answers to our questions are waiting for us at the scene.
That might be the best approach. Let's go.
We have used the power of March's brain and have discovered its limitations.
Drop by the Realm Keeping Commission if you need help.
Okay, let's ask you. What's going on here?
Excuse me, officer. We're looking for someone. Can you help us?
He's got blonde hair, and judging by the way he's dressed, I'd say he was an outworlder.
A traveler with blonde hair? Could it be? May I ask why you're looking for him?
He saved our life.
Since when did we start sharing a life?
Backen, we're not rehearsing.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Would this blonde-haired, life-saving outworlder bear any resemblance to our suspect here?
Oh, that's him!
Mr. Luocha, he rescued both of us.
Can I ask when this rescue occurred?
It was the day before the Ambrosial Arbor came back to life.
We were planning to thank him properly, but in the aftermath of the Arbor incident, we never had the time.
Are you two... the people in dark clothing? What's with the wardrobe change?
Dark clothing? Ah, I know what you're talking about. What a pair of clowns we are. Dark clothing.
We fell into a ditch.
Wait, what?
There we were, looking for a spot to practice our new routine. We found a place, eventually. A little dilapidated, but nice and quiet. Shame about the giant ditch.
I lost my footing and slipped right in. My associate here, Fourth, yelled after me, "Don't panic! Fourth's got your back!" 2 seconds later, he landed on my back.
Unfortunately, the ditch was connected to a sewer outlet. We were covered head to toe in... Anyway, I assume that's why you thought we had dark clothing on. A dignified story, I'm sure you'll agree.
No wonder Yinshu said she had to cover her nose.
Anyway, thankfully Mr. Luocha was passing by and dragged us back to dry land. It took all his strength, I'll wager.
What did Luocha do exactly?
A thousand thanks, kind stranger! Without your bravery, we'd never have gotten out of that ditch alive.
Know, sir, that if you ever need anything, and it's within our power to help, you can count on us.
Even it's beyond our power to help.
That's too kind of you. It was nothing, really.
Nonsense! You went out of your way to...
Don't worry about it. You should head back home now. Take care.
No, we can't thank you enough.
Oh, one moment, both of you. That sewage could well contain harmful compounds. I'm something of a doctor. Let me give you a prescription. Make sure to use the medicine and get some good rest. There you go.
I don't know what to say. Sorry to trouble you. We'll take our leave now.
Watch your step. Wouldn't want to find ourselves in another ditch now, would we?
Here, that's the prescription he gave us.
A paper flower? It's beautiful. Did Luocha make this?
That's right. He wrote down the prescription and folded it into shape.
A man of romantic sensibilities, one might say.
The paper looks familiar. Can I open it?
Of course. We'd already opened it when we showed it to the pharmacy.
We were planning on handing it over to the Realm Keeping Commission. We suspect it's probably our best chance of tracing him.
We can take it off you. We'll let you know when we find him.
Let me see. Of course!
What is it?
It's the title page of the Angler Mystery! The prescription's on this side, but on the back there's... Huh? So that's what this is all about?
What's on the back?
Look yourself.
The title page of a detective novel torn off by Luocha. To the next reader, the killer is Chang Hong, the nephew of Chang the Ninth. Yours sincerely, best regards, the Immortal Spoiler.
The Immortal Spoiler? Some people just want to watch the world burn.
I'm starting to think the Luocha we envision doesn't square with a real one. Would a villain do a good deed like this?
So he paid for the book and tore off the title page to protect people from the spoiler. He must be a fan of this book too. I knew Angler Mystery fans couldn't be bad.
And that is the end of the mission, and I'm confusingly standing right next to March here. Luocha has become a visitor to the Express, for now. And we get a piece of paper casually folded into a flower. The petals are delicate and lifelike, and one wonders what kind of person would have bestowed such likenesses onto the paper. And there we go, we get an achievement for that. We go back to not being March. So there we go, and that's the end of that. As I told you at the beginning, very confusing to me at the time, and now it's just confusing to me in the sense of it seems very out of place for a companion mission, in that it's really just kind of an interstitial vignette where March gets to be silly. We don't really learn anything about Luocha except he continues to be a mystery, and he was doing something on the Luofu, which we knew already because we've already wandered around with him with Sushang and Dan. So the existence and purpose of this mission remains very confusing to me, even after the second time of playing it. Like, I just don't get what it is supposed to add Except, you know, it's a fun thing with March, the MC, and Wells. But that could just as easily have been done. Like, you could have set up the whole detective thing with just a regular side mission that wasn't a Luocha companion mission, and you could have had all of those little fun beats without it being Luocha. So I don't get what it's doing here. Like, I guess it's just more in direction. Like, we know this guy is, you know, the XP of Otto Apocalypse, and, you know, just further muddying the waters about why the hell he's here and what he's up to. But on that note, but wait, that's not the end. And we have a late addition to the story, maybe. While I was just running around, because I'm pretty sure that I have enough strail left to purchase
books and silver, all
an Eidolon for our good friend. No, I am still 20 short, so I do not. Oh well. So I have to do another quest to get that. But while I was doing that, I got a message from Jingyan. I tried fixing some other relevant recordings in the Cycrane and found this part about Luocha. I've left it with the Foursquare mirror. Please have a look when you can. However, I still lean towards Mr. Luocha having nothing to do with this. We'll be there soon. Got it. Keep up the great work. So we have a coda to this adventure that I forgot existed. So let's go back to the offices of the Realm Keeping Commission and check out the Foursquare mirror, or the big screen TV they have in the corner.
Household registration always takes forever.
Ooh. Dahal's diary? Do I want to read that? I'm not sure. But investigate the mirror.
I'll handle it.
Worry not, I'll handle it, he says, to the tree.
Yes, none of this is our concern. The journey has only just begun to...
Huh? Where'd the sound go? Don't do this to me. Hearing half a sentence is like developing half a photo. I'll be up all night thinking about it.
So, still utterly incomprehensible, but that little coda where we learn that he did go to the tree before the abundance hit it, and he was talking to someone about something of importance, but we still don't know what it is. So, with that sorted, and now we return to our originally scheduled outro. We're just going to stand here with Welt and March and hang out. And thank you for joining me on this little journey through March's very strange head. And I will see you next time. So next mission, we will return to the main line of the plot, where we will finally go into the Alchemy Commission and hunt down what is happening with the tree and the abundance. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.